Good morning. We got some changes to talk about. If you notice, the red mower is gone. The big red CRAFTSMAN is sold. Sold that Thursday. Sold it Thursday. Thursday night, the guy came and got it. Friday, the guy called me and texted me 1,000 times that I sold him a bad machine, and he was very upset and was coming back with his friends. I reminded him I had friends too. And then I told him to bring the machine to me and I'll give him a class on how to use it. He killed the battery trying to start it, and the problem is, it's a little bit my fault, but it's all his fault because he knows nothing about machines. He told me he was mowing, and as he was mowing, the engine would just turn off. And so then he killed the battery trying to start the engine, run it, and then die. And so I told him, I said, look, dude, I did a valve job on it, and I don't remember checking the oil, and between the two valve covers, the oil that came out, and it might have been a little bit low in the first place, the oil sensor switch. What he was describing was the oil sensor switch was turning the machine off. Now here's what happens if you're not familiar with an oil sensor switch. Here on my Honda, this right here is your oil sensor switch. All right, if on the other side of this bolt the sensor goes dry, this turns the engine off. This tells the engine, shut it off, we're running out of oil, and it'll shut off. Now what will happen is you might start right here with oil and it'll be great and it'll run for a little while. And then when the oil gets thin, when it gets hot and it gets splashed around the engine and it's up in the cylinder and it's, you know, it's all over, the oil level might go down. If it goes down just enough, the sensor is going to turn off the engine. Sometimes it's hard to tell that that's the case. So you got to look in here. You got to look at your oil level. You got to make sure that you got oil. If after a few minutes things calm down and your machine fires back up and it runs fine for a little bit and then it turns back off on you again, pretty much guarantee it's the oil sensor. You're not going to find them oil sensors on smaller machines. You're going to find them on your bigger motors. I didn't see one on the 16 horse Kohler over there. I bet there is one, but I didn't see it. There was definitely one on the 26 horse Briggs that I just sold that guy. I told him bring it back, and I was working. So I said drop it off at my house like around 2 o'clock, come back at 3, I'll have it fixed. I knew that's what it was, and he refused to check the dang engine oil. He also didn't speak English very well, so our communication was not very good. And so I didn't really want to hold that against him. Now, he did kind of make a little threat to me, but I understand he was frustrated. But I also knew that I didn't sell him a bad mower, so I got pretty mad. I didn't let him know I was mad, but I got pretty mad because I'm like, how dare you call me a liar? And I know that machine was a badass machine. We got it fixed. I got it fixed. Fired it right up. Videoed mowing my front yard with it, and sent him clips of the video from my phone. And so he was very appreciative. Said he owes me a beer and that he'd come back for it. So I went back to work. Took me just a few minutes. That was my lunch break. I went back to work, and I haven't heard from him since. He mowed all day with it yesterday, as far as I know. As far as the battery is concerned, he just needed to run it and the battery would charge right back up. So it was a brand new battery. I made a nice profit off of that machine, and I went ahead and I purchased my little mini bike back there. You might see the headlight. So I put a video up on my toy channel, Dan's Boys and Toys, of that mini bike. Put a couple videos up of that mini bike, of my mini bikes this weekend. So if you got kids and the holidays are coming up and you're questioning about like mini bikes, dirt bikes or something, man, those things are so cool. They're so easy to maintain. But today it's chilly. It's almost 1 o'clock. Side Hustle Sunday, one of our last Side Hustle Sundays of the year. I'm probably going to hit my customers once or twice through the winter this time around, just to make things a little bit easier. But we're going to go down the street there, and I owe you guys a second application. I got just enough of the triple action 3-in-1, the weed killer. What is it? Kills weeds, prevents and kills fire ants, and feeds the lawn. We put this down like 6 weeks ago, 5.5, 6 weeks ago. It says reapply after 8 weeks. Whatever. We get a lot of rain. So I'm going to go ahead and reapply this today. Just a little bit, just for her front yard, to get the chickweed. And I'll show you guys that chickweed. I'll show you that up close. So we're going to reapply that to her yard, and we're going to give her her final cut of the year. More than likely, her final cut of the year. Like I said, maybe we'll come back. I don't know. I got some pressure washing to do here and there, and I'm kind of looking forward to the break. All right, these are the blades I linked to in my video description. You get like a box of 24 or a box of 25 for less than 30 bucks. Look at the thickness of these blades. All right, if you compare this, and I thought I had a cheap pair from like, I think they were at Lowe's. You get like 2 cheap pairs, and they're fancy black. They're painted, but they're like half this thickness. They last about half as long. And it's like $7 and something cents for 2 blades. I link to these where you can get, I think it's 25 for less than 30 bucks. Definitely worth it. Depending on how many lawns you do, but if you're just side hustling, 1 case, ordered in the winter, and you're good for 2019. So check that out. Check the link out. I'm going to try to load all this stuff up Casey Neistat style. See what I can do. Let's go to work. Hey, somebody asked me why I wind my Weedeater cord backwards. I don't. I wind it to the arrow. So the arrow says wind this way. So that's what you do. Wind this way. He might have been in Australia, and you know their water in the toilets flush backwards. So maybe the video plays backwards. See? I wind it the way the thing goes. The way it says to. Anyways, I always keep an extra spool. This is a 80 thousandths Oregon Pro Weedeater line. I link to it in my video descriptions as well. All right, so there you go. All right, we are at the house now with the 3-in-1 I put down, and I just want to give you guys an overall view of the property. Look at all the brown. See all that brown up in there? That's all the chickweed dying. All up in there, that's all chickweed. That's all dying. Everything that you see brown is chickweed dying. Everything that you see green is centipede living. But look at that. That's all dead chickweed. And so now the centipede grass needs to grow in, needs to fill in. It almost looks like a chemical burn happened here. Boy, look at that. The place is terrible. Prime candidate. That's weird right here. Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, all the brown tint that you see is dying chickweed. All the green that you see is centipede. The significance of that is, as I mentioned before, this time of the year, if you don't treat your yard like his, see how light green and yellowy his yard is? That's what it would look like with chickweed being the darker green. In this situation, it's the other way around. The chickweed's dying and the grass is green. The stuff is working. It's taking its time. But it's working. This whole tint of brown that's on the grass, that's all dead weeds. One small, minor little application that we're going to put down is going to do great. It's going to do wonders. It'll finish kicking it before the temperatures get too cold. This is it. Once these soil temps get too cold, you might as well just be throwing sand down. The pellets ain't going to work. We're going to go ahead, tighten up these bushes up here with the hedge trimmer. We did them a little while back using just hand clips, but we're going to do them proper to get her through winter and get her to spring. Just in case she wants to do things for, you know, Christmas lights and stuff like that. So like I said, we're just going to do a quick trim, get the bushes cleaned up. beds in. Have to be very careful with her flower beds. The mother's got herbs. So I can't mess up them flower beds. I hate is when the bushes are touching the house. Screwed up. You know how I screwed up? I should have done this one first, and I should have let that one stay high. They're uneven. My bad. I'll fix it in 2019. Let me rake this up. Sometimes it's so hard to stop what you're doing, and you want to go straight from hedge trimming to weed eating or edging or mowing. But with me, it's a mental thing, and I want to get done with the hardest part first. And I like to use my mower to clean up. So I got the blower running in the background you hear. I'm going to take all of maybe a minute. And the big stuff is raked up, but I'm going to take this little stuff now and move it over so I can get the rest of it lickety-split with the mower. So when I'm done mowing, there will be nothing for me to do but a light cleanup, a light blow off. See how much easier that's going to make it for me when I mow? As far as edging is concerned, sorry about that. As far as edging is concerned, we're going to use the metal blade on the straight edger, I should say. I want to go nice and deep and get it clean really good. It'll make it easier for me in the spring if I don't come back to this yard until then. So I want to get it down nice and low. So these are them edger blades right there I was telling you about. This is the KM90 Combi for combination. See, split shaft. We just did a tune-up on this for 15 bucks. I'll link to that video up here. I did all my 2 cycles for 15 bucks a piece, all my steel. Did the valves, did everything with these 4 mixers. It's edge. Not bad for a cold start. Telling you right now, it's the 11th of November. The last cut in the middle of November, like we're doing right now, compared to a lot of lawn services that quit in October, and they let their lawn customers tell them, no, we're good, don't come back until spring, we'll call you, don't call us, are going to pay the price, and the customers are going to pay the price because that lawn service is going to have a mess to clean up come March or April when the client lets them back on their property to work. Doing this one last cut makes a humongous difference, humongous. For example, if you look at the neighbor, I bet that guy's not coming back. And look at it already. The edges are overgrown already. There's always one more cut required just before Thanksgiving. Always. Makes a world of difference to get you to March. Very smart lawn services, like Johnny from Blades of Grass, they still come once a month, November, December, January, February. Smart guy. I do have the Weedeater attachment for that, of course. If you've been with my channel for more than a minute, you've seen that. But this is the FS100RX. I also did a tune-up on this machine on that same video, $15. Air cleaner, spark plug, fuel filter, adjusted the valves. Yeah, definitely took the exhaust screen out of one of them or two of them. Definitely makes a big difference. This machine normally cannot run with the air filter, the little air screen, and because it blows fuel out of the carburetor and it soaks the air filter and then air doesn't go past it. So let's see what happens. since I adjusted the valves, cleaned the carb, and got it running, I think, pretty good. So also, I want to run it because it's the end of the year and I don't know when I'm going to run it again. You know what I mean? So I want to run it through these last few yards, so fuel don't gum up and stuff. You can get like Stabil fuel stabilizers and stuff like that, and put that in your fuel and run it. I don't know. I am very impressed with that weed killer. That's just all dead. I know, I'm not supposed to touch that, but it looked like crap. And this little bit of clippings that I blew out, will suck that up with the mower. All right, we're going to mow at 3-inch all around. We're going to bag. We have the select knob here, so we're going to go full bag. Sorry about that. I spilled a little fuel. Make sure our fuel is on. I always forget to do that. This is the Honda HRX 217. I got a giant playlist of this mower. Highly suggest you guys check out this mower's playlist. I'll go ahead and link to that at the top right here. And if you're in the market for a new small area mower or something, highly consider this mower. Highly. go mow over here, put down the weed and feed, blow it off, and then I'll do the backyard off camera. So I don't have a lot of fertilizer left, but especially this area down here in front of the electrical box really needs to get hit. Light coat up here, light coat over here, just to give it a good little boost, you know, just to remind the weeds who's boss. I'm the boss. Spreader setting is at 4.5 and edge guard on. And here we go. Next area right here. Now working from the driveway to the front door to finish it off. Will that little bit make a difference? Yes, it's going to make a huge difference. It's not going to reactivate anything. It doesn't work that way. The chemical already opened up and it was taken up by the roots. But then you have some that didn't get taken up by the roots. So this hopefully weakens those newer babies weeds, I guess, as you could say. And we'll go ahead and finish choking it out while the centipede's still trying to grow. We got about 2 or 3 weeks left, and then that's it. Centipede's going to be dormant as hell and turning brown first cold snap we have. You definitely do not want to put any nitrogen or iron down or anything like that when the temperatures are cold. You want to let the grass come out of its dormancy natural. We'll talk about that in March. So what do you guys think? That's not a bad job. It's all nice and clean. Bushes look good. Everything's looking pretty right. So we'll go ahead and get her scheduled for a power wash here pretty soon. I'll verify with her that she'll let me do the house wash. I'll see if she'll let me do the driveway and the sidewalk, but you know, that costs money. Going into the holiday season, so we might do that in the spring after the holidays. I don't know. But yeah, looking pretty right. Looking pretty right. You guys are going to ask me about the bushes, if I ever found out what happened to those bushes. I don't know what happened to them. I'm not asking. They're hers. They're not my customers. Probably her lawn guy ran into them with the mower. That's what I would assume. Yeah. But yeah, it looks pretty good. So we closed the season out with the results of our charity efforts for this year, for 2018. So as you guys know, and if you don't, if you're new to my channel, we did a campaign this year, as we do every year, for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in connection with the Savannah Rock and Roll Marathon. So when you register for the marathon, the proceeds go to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to help fight childhood cancer. We're given an opportunity to raise money through a link that's linked to us, so we could track how much money we raise individually to go to the charity event, to go to St. Jude. And I put that I would raise a goal of $2,000 this year. So if I did not raise $2,000 this year, then I would have been disqualified from being able to run in the marathon without paying $2,000. So if we came up to $1,800, then I would have had to pay $200 out of pocket to stay registered, or they deregister you by, like, I think it's 72 hours prior to the event. So I am very, very pleased to say that we raised over $4,000, actually over $4,300. I believe $4,330 to be exact, which is a whole lot of money for a small little YouTube channel. We actually did double this year and then some of what we did in 16 and 17 combined. So I'm super stoked about that. That's pretty amazing. So everybody that donated, thank you very, very much, because you put us in like the top 4 or 5 in the actual event. So of the $160,000 that they tried to raise, that their goal was, we hit it. They hit their goal, and we were somewhere in the top 6 or 7. I'd have to look. I mean, I don't really care, but just the fact that my small little YouTube channel was in the top 6 or 7 percentage for donors, you know, for the amount. And we were all really close. I mean, there were some people that did 6,000 or 7,000. and there were a whole lot of people that did a lot less than us. About 50,000 participants, and of that, you guys and my channel with the donations from the lawns and the pressure washing that we did put us in like the top 5 or top 6 in Savannah for charitable donations raised for the event, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. So I'm really happy about that. I just want to say thank you guys very much. I mowed and pressure washed this year for free. Everything that I purchased with my own money. All the gas, all the weed eater line, edger blades, everything, the mower, everything was purchased out of my own money. No customer money. All the customer money went to the charity. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that again next year. I don't know. It was something I wanted to try, and it worked out. It was pretty neat, but a majority of the donations came from you guys. And so with the way the channel is growing, I think we'll probably just keep it that way. And next year I'll be able to put my lawn income and stuff like that back into my side hustle business and do other things. I do have other things that I have on my mind that I would like to do, but that's going to require capital. So we'll see. But I just want to say thank you guys very, very much. Every one of you that donated anonymously or in your own name, I really do appreciate it. The dansvlog.com link is off. It's just reverting back to YouTube for now until I get a web page made, and then dansvlog.com will have a web page going into 2019 where you'll be able to find information, link to other YouTube channels that I watch and support, and you know, we're going to do things. We're going to do things with a website here shortly, not just with Google platform, YouTube. So big things for 2019 is coming, but I really do appreciate you guys very much. I just wanted to say that heartfelt thank you, and I'm sure the children with the cancer really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Tell me about the whistles.